Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. She's back. The voice you wish you could forget, and probably the name you don't know. But it's Miss Brink, and she's got new nails and fresh ink. Probably an early Mother's Day present to herself. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
I have a sore on my foot.
Brink on my list of things here. FOC case probably didn't get put on here, did it?
That is a good call.
We'll be with you in just a minute, Ms. Brink. We got a technical issue with the court's docket, so we may have to have a little help here.
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Court will call two matters involving Chelsea Brink, both friend of the court matters. First one is Chelsea Brink in 2013-15199-DC. And the second one is involving Chelsea Brink. It's 2011-14050-DS. Both of them looks like arraignment cases on failure to pay. So do we have
here, I believe. I didn't show up to court on Monday. My alarm didn't go off by the time I woke up and realized it was too late to join. My attorney did go though, and I did pay $100 towards my child support before that. So that's where I'm at.
All right, let me hear from the friend of the court first. Who do we have speaking on the behalf of these cases, please?
Depends on which case you want to handle first.
You got both, one for each?
Yes.
All right. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's do William Mason, William Mason versus Chelsea Brink, which is the 213 file. As to that case?
That would be me.
All right. What is it that the friend of the court is asking for in this case?
Well, we are seeking first contempt as we received information about a property that Miss Brink previously disclosed in another hearing has recently sold, and she has not made any efforts to make any significant payments out of available.
I paid.
Or exercise due diligence.
I made a payment of $100. That was all I could afford.
Ms. Brink, you're going to be given an opportunity to have your say. I just need to hear it from everybody at their time to speak so that we're not talking over each other. So this is a friend of the court's turn. I'm going to give you your chance to speak in just a minute. So don't worry. You'll have your opportunity. Let them speak, and then I'll let you speak. All right. Go ahead.
So the monthly obligation that Miss Brink has is $202 plus an additional $50 ordered on arrears. The balance on this case is $12,753.72.
All right. Now, Ms. Brink, I'm going to turn to the other case. So we have both of them out on the table first, and then I'll let you have your opportunity as well. So the other case is Chelsea Brink versus Devin Hildebrandt. That's the 2011 file. So Ms. Kraus, could you update me as to that one?
Yes, her obligation, she's a plaintiff on that case. Her obligation is $197 a month. The arrearage in this case is $10,209.16. We did recently receive a $100 payment on April 15th for this specific case. Out of that $100, $49.37 dispersed to the case. Chelsea did report an employer on March 30th. And also indicated a change in address, but refused to submit that in writing. It was verified at a later date with postal information, but it does appear that she's no longer employed at that employer as of March 27th.
All right. Now, Ms. Brink, this is your opportunity to tell me what it is that you want me to know about all of those things. So go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, well, first, I did make a $100 payment. That was all I could afford at the time. I'm homeless. I've been homeless for quite some time now, so I'm kind of drifting, going where I can. I was working at Italia Gardens, and I'm not sure what happened to be able to explain why they fired me, but they did. He just basically said things weren't going well. I had a workman's comp claim that he didn't want to pay, so there was that piece of it.
What was the name of the business that you were working at?
Italia Gardens.
And where's that located?
It was in Davison, Michigan.
All right.
So, but that's no longer.
Yep.
And you know, my kids have been out of my life for 10 plus years now, and both of their parents are remarried. My son's been adopted twice. My daughter has been adopted once. I'm not even sure why I'm still required to pay on these children. They're not in my life, and I don't have responsibility toward them anymore. So it seems to me not fair. A lot of this friend of the court totals, you know, the monetary amounts got accumulated while I was in jail for a year. That still hasn't been cleared up, and I doubt it ever will be. But I am making my best efforts. I'm in jail. I'm not sure how long you want to keep me in here, but when I get out, I plan on looking for a job again and starting the whole process over. Like I said, I'm homeless, so it's hard for me.
How long did you work at Italian Garden?
About 6 weeks.
Did you make any payments other than $100?
I reported the income to the front of the court, and they said that they would take it out of the checks. I never even got my last paycheck because I had to come back up north. So that's out there somewhere still. But no, the $100 is all I could afford at the time. I had intentions of making $100 payments every month, you know, from here forward. But right now, you know, that was only a couple weeks ago. What day did she say? The March 20th? Something?
You said you were employed in March, but you're no longer there. You made a payment in the middle of April for $100.
Middle of April, yeah. So it's only been a couple weeks, you know. Not even really. Today's April 30th, so middle of April. I mean, 15 days ago at the most, 2 weeks ago at the most, I made that payment. You know, I'm exhausted because I'm homeless. So not that that's an excuse, Judge, but I've never missed court. Never. I don't do it. I don't miss it. And Larry was there, you know, so I'd rather you just sentence me now so that I know what I have going on moving forward and can be prepared in here for what I need to do.
Well, what you've been telling me is that you can't afford to make payments, as opposed to, yeah, I can't afford to make payments and I didn't.
I can't pay the whole amount. I can't pay the whole amount. I'm homeless. I'm barely making ends meet as it is. You know,
you're not asked to make
from walking. It's hard.
Okay. Have you filed a request to lower your child support based on your current income levels?
Yes, I did. I asked front of the court to mail it to me. They did not do that. They said that they required me to change my address with them on paper, but I was cleared on in Davison, Michigan, and I couldn't get to the courthouse down there. I was on foot, you know, and I couldn't get to the courthouse down there. And to be able to mail in the paperwork that they were requesting. You know, it's on my to-do list, but, you know, I've been traveling, going from place to place, you know, couch surfing and whatnot. So, sleeping in my truck.
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to motions, the conversation that I had with her on March 3rd in regards to asking for case information on both of her cases, the friend of the court did, because the motions didn't have any case specific information printed out a postal to send to her with those motions to the address that she indicated that she was residing at. So we did do that in regards to previous contact when reporting employment.
I never received them.
We've had discussions in regards to when you start working, payments are expected to be paid when you receive paychecks because income withholdings can take 6 to 8 weeks. But when she does obtain a job, she's usually not there long enough for an income withholding to send money. So there was never any money received from the employer that she reported.
Right, which is why I made the $100 payment. You know, and trying to get my child support, you know, the first $12,000 or so of the back child support is all from when I sat in jail for a year. And that's just not right or fair to me. And actually, it's probably more like 19,000.
Ms. Brink, when was the last time that you were in jail for a year?
2017.
That is.
That's when my child support first became activated. And they did it while I was sitting in jail for a whole year. They accumulated it for a whole year.
Ms. Brink, that's 8 years ago. Even if you were incarcerated in 2008.
I know, but I'm saying I'll never be able to pay that money back. Not at this rate. And I'm trying, Judge. It's not for a lack of effort. I walked the entire main street of Davison and put an application in at every single business. Every single one. Down the street and back the other way when I was living down in Davison. And I have full intention of doing that up here again. And I'm going to go to Traverse City and stay in the homeless shelter or stay in my truck. You know, I mean, who wants to hire a smelly person that's homeless, though? I mean, I'm doing the best I can, Judge. It's hard. I relied on my child support money to pay my bills when I had full custody of my kids. Plus work, and when I lost my career, I lost my kids, and that's all my money. I can't do it. I just can't, Judge.
Ms. Brink, the issue is when you were working, you didn't send any money into the front of the court. $100 in 6 weeks is not a payment out of each of your paychecks.
But that's the thing, is that I only got paid 2 times. I didn't get 6 weeks worth of paychecks. I only got 2 paychecks.
Which would have been at least 4 weeks worth of paychecks, right? You got paid every other week?
No, I got 2 paychecks of the whole time. I don't even think I was there 6 weeks. Honestly, I don't. But I only got 2 paychecks the whole time I was there. I promise you, Judge. I wouldn't lie to you about it. I know that we're in court. I'm not going to lie to you. And I didn't even pick up the second paycheck because I had to come back up north.
All right, Ms. Brink. Doesn't sound to me like you believe that you've done anything wrong in this case, so I'm going to set this matter for a hearing.
Judge, I'm saying I know I missed court, and that's why we're here talking about this again. And Larry advised me that you weren't going to pursue jail time or anything like that because I made the $100 payment and I'm putting in effort to find a job again. And
Your Honor, if I could just mention a couple of things. I don't know how much Your Honor knows about the background. I have represented Miss Brink in the past. Back in I know she said she did a year in jail. Back in 2021.
I went to prison I was locked up for 4 years from 2017 till 2020.
Yes, there was a prison stint. I also have some notes here back from June of 2023. There was an MI petition that was filed as well, just so the court has a better
I don't know that, Larry.
Understanding of what's going on.
All right. Ms. Brink, are you telling me that you want to admit responsibility to failing to appear when you were supposed to?
I admitted to responsibility to that. Absolutely. I screwed up. My alarm didn't go off. I was exhausted. By the time I woke up, it was 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, oh, real nice. They're not going to accept me now. And what do I do? So I just didn't go to court, which I guess looking back, I guess I probably should have tried to join in, but I figured the court was closed. And Larry texted me the same day or the next day and said, now you have a warrant. And I said, okay.
All right, Ms. Brink, I'm going to do this. I'm going to adjourn today's hearing for 30 days. I'm going to set a PR bond so that you can be released. The conditions of that are that you have to notify the friend of the court of a mailing address where you will pick up your mail on a regular basis,
Okay.
and so that you know when you're supposed to be in court. The second condition of that PR bond is it's going to be a $500 PR bond.
Okay.
The second condition of that is that you submit 10 applications a week to the friend of the court, indicating that you have applied for jobs, and as soon as you are able to obtain a job, that you notify the friend of the court of that.
Okay.
The third condition is that once you are employed, you begin to make some payments every paycheck. You're not going to wait for income withholding. You're not going to do anything else. You're going to make some payments on both of these cases every paycheck.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand each of those three conditions?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in
I
each,
do have a
in
question.
each,
So, okay.
hang on, let me finish. In each of these two cases, you will have a $500 PR bond. Okay. So that means if you fail to appear, you'll owe me $1,000 total. You
Okay.
understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't
Now
have
what
to
is
pay anything
your
today.
question? I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
I don't have to pay anything today to get out?
That is correct.
Okay.
You don't have to pay anything today to get out. I'm giving you a big break here
Yes, you are.
because
Thank
you owe an awful lot of money, but I think that you have done something to show me that you're trying.
Yes.
That's the $100, and you've made an admission that you failed to appear, gave me a good reason for it.
Right.
But you've got to do better than you have been. You have to
Okay.
find a job that you can stay with. And if you can't get that one, you got to get one that at least allows you to have a place to live so that you can make regular payments. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you believe that the numbers that the friend of the court says that you owe are wrong,
Uh-huh.
you need to file a motion to have me take a look at it so that I can correct that for you.
All right.
All right? You understand all of that?
Yeah, and when I get out, maybe I can file to see about having my child support adjusted so to
That's
reflect
correct.
more accurate income.
Yes,
But
but
it's
you
not
need to
so
file the
bad.
paperwork first. File the paperwork with the friend of the court so that I can review it, set a hearing date, and take a look at it.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
That's
you.
all for today then. Thank
I
you very
appreciate
much.
you. Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.